And we are speaking to William Zhao, art collector, advisor, and art specialist from Hong Kong, China. And I hope to learn from him what's his insight is on Hong Kong, how Hong Kong dealt with the situation, and how he sees the art market in China developing or redeveloping. There are a lot of voices and insights that apparently business in many fields of the arts, but also in the luxury industry, are picking up. And about Corona, exactly. What about Corona? So. We're waiting for William. William, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you? Good to see
very
you.
Good. Same here. Same. Nice
are you
to see
home
you.
or you are in Hungary?
Oh, it's the same with me. You know, I'm home. I'm home in my gallery. I live where the preacher man used to live. You know.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been many times.
In this situation now, I noticed how privileged we are and how positive it is to live at workplace, because you know there's so much space and I can kind of work and spend time with the family at the same time, and also distract myself, and you know we can go parted ways if it becomes too much, you know, if the intensity in the family is too much because we're homeschooling, but I'm very excited that we are opening the gallery again today.
Yeah.
And that feels very good. Although,
really?
Yeah, we are open again. Yeah, it's allowed. Yeah. Since yesterday in Germany,
really?
retail under 800 square meter is allowed to open, and we implemented the ticket system that people can book a ticket for free for half an hour, and then they have the gallery completely for themselves. So they're not gonna run into anybody, because usually our shows are very crowded.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's by first come, first serve, and the booking is going very well. Yeah. And tell me about how is it in Hong Kong?
I remember in my plan.
Yeah, sorry, in your plan?
Hong Kong is good. Hong Kong actually yesterday is nobody. It's a no sick case yesterday, and the people starting going out and eating in the restaurant and try to going out, but still very slow, very slow. But yeah, and next week actually is in my plan was going to Berlin, because next week will be the gallery weekend. I was planning going in the, of course now it's canceled, right? As everything.
Yeah.
But how's Berlin? How's look? How do you like it?
I mean, you know, in Berlin, what was very good is that we had a very they were very fast and very effective in the point that they supported artists and freelancers. You know, every freelancer who was in need immediately got a 5,000 euro wire, and I think an additional 9,000 if needed or something. And I think we were pretty quick in shutting down. And I think in general it's good. I find it a bit unsatisfying that all the galleries don't really unite. You know, there are like 5 initiatives now for bringing the Berlin art scene online, or 4 different ones. And I think that's kind of a bit, it's not that relevant globally. So I think it would be much better we would have one united platform. But that's a problem Berlin always had and will always have, I guess. And besides, I mean, it's you know, on Sunday I would have had been in Düsseldorf for Alicia Quadras opening. On Monday we had a big show planned at Salone di Mobile, and on Tuesday we would have had opened Art Cologne. So it's kind of sad on one side, but then also I think, like, why are we always are in this treadmill of, I start really to enjoy the time to be focused and having a repeating routine every day. And I wonder what we can learn from this and how we can maybe really think about where do we need to go and why we need to do all these projects and say yes to, it's like, I think we need to learn to say no once in a while.
So you think the event is too much now for you, for Gary?
Yeah, I think that it's kind of like a little before. I think that it's a bit high, like it got really inflated in terms of the activities. But maybe I like to do a lot. So, and I just have to. I mean, I do as much now, So I guess it's more has to do with like dealing with your own perspective. But tell me about Hong Kong. So restaurants are open.
Yeah, restaurants open. The gallery is open. Now you can go to. Hong Kong actually is still a quite okay. It's a pretty good job. Actually, Hong Kong is not that bad. The situation is, but the people is really. I think the people in Hong Kong is really, really be careful from the beginning, and almost everyone wear the mask. The people stay in quite often. Even the government doesn't request, but a lot of people stay home quite often, and a lot of activities stop. But like the restaurant gallery is never stop, and most of the gallery in Hong Kong you still can go to visit since long time. Some you need to make an appointment, and but like everywhere, and move a lot of activity online. They're doing a lot of exhibition online as well, and they're doing at the auction house. They're selling online as well, and the people, of course, like everywhere, they don't really they afraid to people face-to-face contact as well. Because understandable, but it's starting picking up now, and the people propose to see some artwork privately, and also some interesting show is going to open in coming 2 weeks, and already 3 galleries opened the show during this month already, and it's interesting. It's slow, but it's not stopped.
And how is it with the protests? Because Art Basel, Hong Kong, for example, was already kind of in danger because of all these political protests for fighting for the independence of Hong Kong. How is that merging now with the coronavirus fear?
Of course, coronavirus crisis is in some ways take the occupation of the society right now, and I think the protest is still going on right after, but I don't think the protest is anything related to artwork. I think the protest is really the very deep social problem here. Is not is actually to give a lot of material, a lot of local artists to do to create some language, some new work. But actually, the artwork, which the social protests, I don't think they have a direct danger. Actually, in some way, actually, it's exciting the people and thinking about artwork reflects the politics and society, and also it's why a lot more young people interested about art, because the art is give them the freedom to think. I think it's I think the reason to cancel about art fair or something because the art protest, because the politics and social protest, I don't think it's relevant. I don't think it's a right decision. I think the art is something to inspire the people and let the people think more. I think this is good too. It's nothing have a problem together, I think.
And build bridges,
the virus
right?
is that, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell me, what is your outlook in the Asian markets, in China, in what do you think what do you predict in terms of art fairs and the market?
I think right now, China is open since 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The get back, try very hard to get back to the normal life. In China, I know it's already some galleries putting the new show already on, and next week is more gallery new show going on, and the museums is slowly open up now, and Beijing should be open more in the May, and hopefully it can pick up very soon. It's definitely open. It's slowly coming back, but it's also need to see how whole international going on, how the situation going on in Europe and US, and it's open up. It's quite very positive, but it's really caution. Very be careful. Yeah.
I think that we only will know how the situation is for the art market until we see a real serious evening sale. If it had real impact. I mean, we're selling surprisingly well, but it's hard to say because, of course, our merchant activities from Art Cologne, Art Basel, Gallery Weekend, all postponed. Art Basel Hong Kong. Gallery Week in Beijing also fell short, and because only the galleries are open in Hong Kong doesn't mean they do business. You have the feeling they are doing business okay?
They do of course, very slow business, very slow because the people not like before. Everyone's still going our way slowly. Be careful, of course, but. We're looking for the auction in July. All the auction will put it together. Sotheby's, Christie's, all the Chinese auction house. They will do the auction in July in Hong Kong. It can be very exciting. We see what's going on, and also the end of the year, November in Shanghai's art fairs can be very important as well. Because it's also the biennial, also the museum show will be very exciting after the people come out from the virus problem. We're going to see July what's going to happen, and September, November. I think these two things will be very significant for Asia art market.
And so far they are ahead scheduled ahead. July is still scheduled. They think it's going to happen.
Yes,
yeah.
July,
okay.
In original, some auction is in May and in April, but now they schedule just since 3 weeks they schedule in July. It's on the schedule now.
And do you have any travel planned, like within China or internationally?
Yeah, and I'm really looking for traveling. It's like, in the art world, everyone traveling so much. But since 3 months not traveling, I really feel stuck somewhere. So I'm really thinking I might go to China soon, and Shanghai or Beijing once they're open. Make sure they are safe. We will traveling to there to see young artists and to feel how the market look like it, and to feel how the artists inspired by this problem now and what a new work they're creating. I think it's interesting to see.
Yeah. When you go to Beijing, we have a show up at Tang Contemporary right now of our artists.
Which artist is?
Oh, it's Norbert Bisky, Alicia Quade,
okay.
Matthias Weischer, almost our entire program, Catherine Andrews, Peter Dreher, Claudia Comte, Jeppe Hein. It's all at Tang Contemporary, and it's about the figure. And tell me,
wonderful.
What digital offerings you thought were like outstanding and really special from the Hong Kong or Chinese
digital offer? They have
for example, we talked to X Museum from Michael Hu Hang. He told us about his a digital museum. Which digital like online offering you thought was like really outstanding and it's worth for us to look at?
I still love to see the real work. I sometimes I really don't get, sorry to say. I see you.
Yeah, yeah,
You're
no, it's
very
good.
into this new. You are doing all the time. I'm appreciate. I watch your Instagram quite often. You do the live. Your gallery shows quite impressive. Really nice. You're doing you shooting the lighting coming up from the ceiling to your gallery. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I still love to see Michael. Of course, he's a really talented young person and very dynamic to create a lot of new idea. I really appreciate that. But for me, I still love to have the personal face-to-face, which the artwork, communication, which artwork. I feel still very important for me personally. I don't know. I think a lot of people
100%.
can. A lot of people like it. They feel more easy to watch your artwork in the screen. But I prefer really face the artwork. I really love that feeling, and yeah, in some way, yeah.
No, I agree 100%. And I found it very interesting. For example, I asked Klaus Biesenbach a couple of days ago, and what he's doing digitally, like how he kind of gets loose on his mind and to do, I don't know what movie he can recommend or so. And then he said that he has a giant roll of white paper where he's just like writing everything on, so very, very analog. Um, and I think that it's right what you say. And this was, for example, really came out at Art Basel Hong Kong viewing rooms. I think it was great that they had this initiative and tried to somehow open up a forum for the galleries to sell their work and present their work. But of course, the experience is far away from walking a crowded aisle and feeling the energy happening in a convention center and the exchange and all the nationalities and enjoying the art and so on. And then maybe which exhibition have you seen in Hong Kong which you can recommend us?
Now it's a lot of exhibition opening, but it's a small exhibition in Pace going to put up. This is by the young Black American artist. Sorry, Black American artist.
Oh, you said Black artist.
It's a Pendleton.
Oh yes, very good.
Adam Pendleton. He do a show. I'm not very familiar with his work. I have a really first preview of the work. I feel quite interesting. Make me feel interesting to understand more the artist, because I don't know the artist much before. So it's a very small show, but it's very, very interesting to know. And they have a group show in the very local gallery. It's called Bright Spot. They have a group show. It's some paintings, some young Hong Kong local artists. It's quite new, quite interesting to have a look. And now they just opened it. So I think 2 weeks ago. It's very, very interesting.
And do you have maybe last for us a young Chinese or Hong Kong talent? I mean, it's, or any young talent for us to look at? You would, because you are an art advisor who really always has his finger on the pulse, so to speak. What would you recommend? Hong Kong or Chinese, something which is maybe not so much in my sphere here, more in because I find it.
Hong Kong's very small, but they have a amount of very, very good artists. But internationally, not much attention about the Hong Kong local artists before. The people more focus in Chinese artists. But Hong Kong, they have a very good artists like Lee Kit is a really great artist. It's Kit Lee. Really good artist.
You know what? Maybe you can KIT. 1 second.
And then LEE.
KIT and then
LEE.
LEE. I write it down
into
and you tell
work.
me if it's correct like this. Do you see it on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
leak it. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Yeah. And the other
Okay.
female painter
What type
is
of
very good
work is it?
It's very conceptual work. Look at it. It's really great. It's really sensitive work, really conceptual, very nice. Really nice. And
then you
also
just
have a
mentioned the
painter.
painter.
Yeah, a female, Franca Lai.
Can you type it?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
FR.
Samson Young is great as well. That's true, yeah. Samson Young is very known, I think. Okay, Firenze Lai. Perfect. Okay, so 2 artists to research. Lee Kitt and Firenze Lai. Super. Thank you, William, for this complimentary advice. I know normally I need to
Good to see you.
hire you and put up a retainer. So it's very generous of you.
No.
To share this insight.
Yeah,
and I really do hope to see you very soon in person.
Me too. And you be safe. Please do.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good to see you. Bye.
Thank you.